for you guys, it is free.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. So what we have discussed yesterday, let me just open the GitHub repository. So shell scripting. So we have discussed yesterday loops, right? So we have discussed about that, how you can use repeatedly a set of task. It totally depends upon that what you want to achieve, right? So those things, if you want to do repeatedly, then you can use the loop. So here for loop we have discussed, where we have discussed that you can put a range. You can also use for loop. For example, uh, I'm using a directory. For example, I want to see all the directories, right? And their usage, disk usage. Then I'll use this for loop instead of going to each and every directory one by one. So if you want to automate that thing, then you can go with the for loop. We have seen how to access the files. Then we discussed about the while loop. In the while loop, I have just mentioned that you can put a condition. Uh, if you see here, the conditional statement, you cannot put it in the for loop. Mostly it is the collection or the range. But here you can put a condition. For example, if you say, until I find this file. So you can say if, it's kind of a if statement, but it is in the iteration. And we have seen a couple of examples related to that. Then we have discussed about the until loop. Until loop is a loop which is opposite to the while loop, right? So here you are having a condition. If that condition is false, then the loop will be continued. If that condition is true, it will come out of that particular conditional statement. Now, again, we have seen a couple of examples related to until loop, right? And I ask you to just try these examples. If you tried it, good. If you have any question, you can ask. Or if you haven't tried that so far, you can try it today and you can ask in the next class. In the loop, do you have any question? Any of both of you?
Yeah,
You're good
we
with it?
have to try it maybe today, and then maybe next week if we have any doubts, we'll clarify.
Yeah, sure. Then after we have discussed a little bit more about the exit status. Okay, so that we need to start with it. Okay. So in our previous lectures, I have shown you that if you are having a command which is executed successfully, for example, if I say echo and if I say hello world, okay, so this command got executed successfully. So now I want to, how do I know programmatically that this command is executed successfully? Then you can use one, one command which is dollar and question mark. So if it returns 0, it means your command is executed successfully. If it returns a non-zero value, then it means it is failure. So that non-zero value is from 1 to 255. That is the range. So for example, if I say echo1, which is a wrong command, and I'm saying hello world, right? So this command is not executed successfully. Now, if I say echo dollar question mark, so it basically returns the value which is non-zero value. It means my command did not get executed successfully. Same way, uh, if I have, for example, if I say ls and under root home directory, so this command got executed successfully. Now, if I say echo dollar question mark, it returns 0. Then, if I say ls home and if I say ls home and some wrong file name, say wrong file, so that does not exist. So it is saying no such file or directory. It means my command is not executed successfully. Now, if I say question mark, dollar question mark, so you can see there is a non-zero value. It means my command is failed. So because that particular file or directory not found. So this will be very useful when you are, executing your script steps. You are in step 1 and you want to make sure that the command get executed successfully. Let us take the example. Um, I'll go to that scripts folder. Okay, so we uh, script. So we were having loops and conditional statements discussed so far. So what I'll do, I will create a directory called exit status, and I will just go into this directory, and I'll create a. I want to use this exit status with the help of conditional statement. So I'll say nano and conditional statement dot sh file. So for example, I want to ping and I'm sending one packet to google.com or 8 or google.com as well. I want to execute this command and the output I want to throw it into a that slash dev slash null. So now if I'm able to execute this command, so it means my internet connection is good. If I'm not, it means internet connection is not good. Yesterday we have seen, with the loop, same kind of thing. And prior to that lecture, we have discussed in the conditional statement also. So we will be doing, or we are checking basically this network connection by using now with the exit status. So what I will do here, I will put a conditional statement. So I'll say if dollar question mark is, so that's a numeric value. So we can use that numerical comparison operators, which is equals to, not equals to, etc. But I want to check whether it is equals to 0 or not. If it is equals to 0, then, right, then I will say echo internet connection is turned on. I'll say else echo no internet connection. So now with the help of the exit status, I can check that the internet connection is up or not, or turned on or not. So now let me exit from here. Now, if I give the ch mode 777, now if I say dot slash, so you can see my internet connection is on. Let us take some wrong, say google1.com. So now google.1.com, I think I put it into my host file. So we'll give some different name. Google2.com, 3.com. No internet connection. So that is the use case. Now we can use this with the help of this exit status. We'll take one more admin level of example. We'll see. I want to restart a service. If the service is already running, then I don't want to restart the service because it is already running. And if the service is not running, then I will just print a message, service is not running and I want to start this service. So I'll say nano service status dot sh. Right. Now, what I want to do, I want to check the service is running or not. So we are using this command now quite a lot, right? Systemctl, right? And is active. And with the white mode, some service, say HTTP. Okay, I want to check whether this service is running or not. So if it is running, if it will return a value 0, right? If it is running. So it means if my exit status, which is nothing but $, is equals to 0, then I need not to take any action. So I'll say semicolon, then echo service HTTP services already running. Else echo HTTP service is not running. So starting the service. And how do you start? Systemctl. Start service name, which is HTTP. So in this example, what we are doing, we are checking if service is running or not. Again, you can put a if condition also, the way we have seen earlier. So now you have two alternatives. One alternative is this one. Second is uh, directly with the if condition, we have just written the command. So that way also you can do either way. There is no anything which one is a better method. Which one you think it's it's better to use. So here what we are doing, we are just executing this command and we are storing that or we are utilizing this exit status. But in second case, this is automatically incorporated when you are running a command directly into this if condition. So this is more explicit way to tell that this particular service is running or not. Okay, or that command part executed successfully or not. Now let me save this. Yes. So this is saved. No, or I'll give the now I'll say so service was not running, service has started. Now we will try again. So you can see service is already running, no action is to be taken. So this way we can basically determine that a particular command is executed or not. We'll go to our notes and we will see here. So here, $? holds the exit status of the last command which is executed. It tells whether the previous command is executed successfully or not. Okay, so this is called exit status. If it is 0, it means it is successful. If it is non-zero, and the value is between 1 to 255. So it depends upon that what kind of error message we are getting. According to that, these numbers are categorized. So these are the examples which we have discussed. This is the example of conditional statement, the one which I have discussed with you. This is another example where I have shown you that your service is running or not. Let us see this example. In this example, you can see that we are uh, running a tar command. Tar command is basically used to archive the files. Means if you are having say 10 files and you want to put it into a single file like zip or other, there are other ways with the help of that you can uh, combine all these files into a particular file. But if you want to compress, you can use the zip. So I'm using zip status here with the. So here you can see it is creating a file with the etc underscore dollar, and this is the date, means current date and time. So if you see this uh, current date and time, so it will basically returns the formatted date and time. So it means your etc underscore the formatted date and time dot tar dot zip file. So it will take the backup of your etc directory, right? Now, if this backup is successful, so then $? Equals to 0 means it is successful and it will return the backup created successfully. Otherwise, it will say, means if it is unable to execute this command, then exit status is failed, means it will return a non-zero value and it will say backup is failed. Check the disk space or permissions. Okay. So those things we can do with the exit status. Any question related to this? All right. Now, we can also combine these exit status, right? So with certain symbols like which returns whether the condition.
Raman, sorry to interrupt. So, is earlier the conditional statement also you were saying? I mean, this kind of output is we were expecting, right? Wait, where if, last time when you told about the condition statement, this same output we were getting, right? So, any difference why, explicitly why we are using exit command? Because even in condition statement, if we give, if in case it's example SSD um is running, then you can start. If it is not running, we can enable it. That is another example you gave. For same example you gave even in conditional statement. Is there anything specifically for exit statement?
Yeah. So here actually exit status for this, now you are having two ways to check, for example, your service is running or not. One is that implicit way. Implicit way means when you say if and then command, and if that command is executed successfully, then it is fine. It will in the if condition itself, it returns the exit status. And if it is zero, then if condition is satisfied. But there are so many commands which does not have a proper exit status. For example, if you are saying I want to list the files, okay, and in that case, in the if condition, you cannot use that. So instead of that, what you can do, you can run that command first, capture the exit status into this variable, which is dollar question mark, right? And it will means you need not to capture it. It will be automatically get stored that your previous command is executed successfully or not. And on the basis of that, you can take the decision. But yes, in these examples, the one which I have shown, so you can use either way. There is no difference. Here you are adding one more extra step. See, when you are learning from the beginnings, so you may be confused that if condition, how it is returning true or false. So this is the explicit way. So in the background, basically what is happening when you are running that particular command. So what it is doing, if and that condition, it stores um, the status, and if it is equals to zero, then it returns the command is executed successfully, or it returns true when you are using this into the if condition. So there is no difference, only here we are adding one extra step. That is the only thing. Otherwise, there is no difference. So now you are having two ways to to execute him. If some command which you are running and you don't get the you cannot put it into the if condition, then you can use this way. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now here, if you see, I have one more uh, you know um, one more way to combine my exit status uh, implicitly. What is that? For example, I'm running a command. Here I'm copying this command, this host file from this file to this, and I'm saying it is successful or not, right? So what I'm doing here. So you can run this command, say copy /etc/host file, and I want to copy it under temp directory. Okay. So if it is successful, then what I will do, I will use ampersand symbol, and I will say copy is successful. Else, copy is not successful or copy is failed. Right? So now
Echo is missing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. So I'll say yes. So copy is successful. Right? Now, if you want to do it explicitly now, so in the background, basically what is happening, it is checking the status of this command. So if this command is successful, it returns $? Equals to 0. Right? If it is 0, then it is saying copy is successful. Else, copy is failed. So now let us write the equivalent logic. So I'll say nano copy dot sh file. So I'll say copy, right? Say some file, say dot slash conditional dot or maybe the same file. So we'll say slash etc slash host file. So one second. So what I will do, I will say copy my etc host file and I want to copy under temp directory. So if it is successful, then I want to say if and I'll say $? Right, equals to 0. Then I'll say echo copy is successful. Else echo copy failed. So right. So now if I say so see copy is successful. Right. So this way internally how it is working. Right. So that is basically how we use the exit status. So if you want to store that into some variable, that also you can do it. For example, if I say echo dollar or echo say some command or echo dollar question mark. Right? So it is returning 0. So what I want to do, I want to put it into a variable. Say status 1. My first command get executed successfully or not. So what you can do, you can say $ question mark. Now if I say echo and dollar status 1, so it returns 0. Now my second command, which is echo 1 testing, this got failed because I'm running a wrong command, right? So now I will say status 2, right, equals to $ question mark. Now if I say echo status 2 So you can see it is in non-zero. So that way also you can see which command got executed successfully, which command is not, executed successfully, etc. Right? So this way, uh, we can use this. We can use this particular conditional with the conditional statement storing into variable to check my previous command got executed successfully or not. Let me go back to my notes. Okay, so these are the commands. Now here you can see logging exit status to a file, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just finding out the this space df minus h command, and I'm putting it into a file, right? If there is an error, it will just keep that error into the log. But here you can see that if this command get executed successfully, so you can just simply put echo $date and exit status of this command. So you can put that this command got executed successfully or not. So that value is stored under this $question mark, which is zero or non-zero value. And again, I'm appending it into my this file. Okay. So this thing you can try yourself, right? So this is just storing the exit status. Here, yeah, you can see systemctl restart HTTPD service, and you are executing this command. When you are executing this command, whether this command is executed successfully or not, that is under the status variable. And you can say, yes, this command is executed with this status. So these are few things. Now, let us see what else we have. Conditional execution. Let us see that. You can use AND operator, uh, right? So this and this. So uh, if we are using this double ampersand, I believe we have discussed that earlier also. But again, command one ampersand ampersand two. So it means if this command one is executed successfully, then this command will be executed. So for example, if I say I want to make a directory, I want to make a directory. If this command is executed successfully, then it will come to this command, echo directory is created successfully. Right? So, uh, so say an example, you are restarting your SSHD service and you want to say, yes, it is restarted successfully. If you have multiple conditions like, or multiple commands like yum minus y update, if this get executed, then upgrade, then system is updated successfully. So, so you can have these, uh, you know, you can have these multiple ends. So it will execute the command one after another. And if any of the condition get or any get failed, the next command will not execute. Or or is basically this is a or operator. So I'm saying this command, which is command one, if it is failed, then execute command two. So I'll just show you that quickly. So if I say echo command, if I say command one, execute it successfully. Okay. If this command get executed successfully, double ampersand, right? And I will say echo something, command one, finished. Start. Command. Okay. So first statement is executed successfully. Then second statement get started. Now, if I use or symbol, so you can see only first command get executed, second did not, because if first command get filled, then second command will be executed. If I say echo 1, right? So now the second command is executed because first command has thrown the error, right? So that is what actually I wanted to show you here. Now you can see if my job or my service is in the active state, then don't do anything. So these are now, as we are progressing to this particular course, so you need to, when you practice this, so you need to speed up your, uh, writing the code process, or you need to speed up that the shortcut methods for writing the code. So now these are some tips which you can use, because when we are in the beginning stage or the intermediate level, so we want to connect the logic. We want to see that second statement is executed because first one is failed. So you want to explicitly see that this particular statement get failed. That is why statement 2 get executed, right? But now when you get experience into that, then you can use such kind of statements, right? So here you can directly see system CTL active. So not to run this command, right? If it is not active, then run this command. Same way, if you see here, error handling. So I'm trying to zip that particular file or archive this particular etc folder. If I'm able to do that, nothing to do. Otherwise, backup is failed. You can combine these two. You can say execute command 1. If this command get executed successfully, then it will say command is successful, right? And if it fails, then it will say it is failed. Right? In the successful case, it will returns command is executed successfully. And in the case of the failure, if this entire command get failed, then it will return echo failure. Like here, this example, if you see. So it's the same example which we have discussed earlier. So now if this command is executed successfully, so it is returning uh, the internet is okay. If I say go Google 2, so in this case, it will return no internet. It's taking some time. Right? No internet. So these are the examples. Now try to parse this by yourself. I'm just pausing for a minute. So you just need to understand this particular conditional statement and see whether you are able to understand it or not.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Right? So here what we are doing, we are just restarting the HTTPD. If it is restarted, fine. Otherwise, it will execute. Um, it will check the status, and uh, um, it will just return the status. Not otherwise. This command get executed. This will execute, and it will say Apache service is running. If this If any one of this get failed, then it will say Apache services failed to start. Right? So this is some, some tips or summary of this, what we have discussed this. All right. So that finishes our exit status topic. Now, so far we are basically discussing very basic topics related to shell script. Now we are reaching to the intermediate level. So now onwards, we will discuss some intermediate level topics of shell script. Right? And then we will discuss the advanced at the end. So in the intermediate level, first we will talk about the functions. So functions, again, it's if you are coming from a programming background, so you know function. It is a block of statements, right, which you are executing by calling that function. Okay? So functions. Right? A function is a shell script. Scripting is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. Functions help make script modular, organized, and easier to debug and maintain. Very useful for system administrator who often repeat the same task, log checks, backup, etc. Now, let us take one use case. Consider that you want to um, print a message 10 times. So in that case, if you say, okay, I will print that message 10 times, I will use loop instead of functions. I will say count 1, 1, 2, 10 and print that statement. But if I say that you need to print that statement uh, after certain statement of your code and repeatedly you need to do. So it means that for loop you need to write again and again on after those statements. Now, if you need to make a change into that code, then what you need to do, you need to change in all the for loops, which is not a good way. You can do that, but it's not a best practice. So best practice is that define that code at one place, and that will be your block, which is your function. Okay. So, for example, if I go here, I will create a directory called functions. I will say nano and basic dot sh. So consider I'm creating a function. How to define a function? You need to give the function name. Say, say something. Say hello world. Right? So you need to define a function with the function name. You can give any valid function name, then parenthesis, and then you can define a block. So in the block, whatever you are writing, it will be the definition of that function. For example, if I say echo, you guys are genius. Okay. So This is the function. Now this is the function definition. This is the function definition. Now we need to call this function. So I'll say call function. So I'll simply say underscore hello. So now I'm having some other statement say echo else what. So like that, you are defining this statement at one place and you are calling it multiple places. See, you guys are genius. That is what I told you. You guys are genius, right? So same function is defined at one place and we can call it at multiple places. Now, if I want to make some changes, so if I say that's true. Now, wherever it is getting called, it is just taking this definition. Now I'll say Control X. So this way you can define the function. Now in the function, you can pass the parameters also. So now if I say nano parameter dot sh. Okay. So if I say read user. So here you need not to pass any argument. You just simply say function name and then its definition. I'll say equal hello. And I want to call it parameter. So then I will say dollar and one means first argument. I'll say read. Now to call this, I will say read underscore user and I will say Praveen. Read underscore user. So now if I save
Great
it,
spelling.
oh, so, thank you. So if I save this, right now I will say chmod and give the full access. So dot slash. You see, so it has taken first argument. Okay, and in the first argument, $1. Same way you can use $2 also. So $1 indicates first argument, $2 indicates second argument, and so on. Okay. So if I say Praveen and if I say Raman here and say Linux. So here I'll say hello Praveen. Or I'll put RHEL. you are in $2. So let's say this. So the second argument is, hello Praveen, you are in RHEL class. Hello Fatima, you are in Linux class. Right. So this way you can uh, this way you can basically uh, put the definition into one particular function and you can execute it multiple times.
So can you go back to the command, the script? So here the so $1 will be the user greet
The
user.
first parameter, like here Praveen.
Correct, you, and then $2 it's coming in between.
Second parameter.
Okay, hello and then great user and we have it. Okay, fine.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So now uh, the functions, they can return a value, right? So for example, you want to write a exit status, which is uh, so we have executed this, right? We have executed this. Now if I say echo and dollar, echo and dollar question mark, so you can see exit status is zero. So um, if I say echo and there is a variable which is called EUID, EUID. So if you are, if you are a root user, let me just exit from here. Now I'm not a root user. If I say echo and dollar EUID. So I'm not a root user, I'm 1000 user, right? So that is basically returning the user ID. So if it is zero, it means I'm a root user. If I'm a normal user, right, then it is non-zero value. Let me just again connect with a root user. So I'll say cd script and functions. So what I will do here, I will check whether I'm currently connected with a root user or not, okay, through functions. And I want to return a value. Okay, so let us try that. So I will say nano and check user dot sh. Now what I will do here, I will create a function check root user. Right? I will use that variable, which is e user ID. If it is zero, it means it's a root user. I'm currently logged in as a root user. So I will say if and that dollar EID, EUID, if it is not equals to zero, it means it's a normal user. Then I want to return a value, or I will return a message by saying echo, you must return, must run this script as root user. And I want to return a value. So I'll say return 1. else echo running as a root user. And you can say return C. So this is kind of a exit status for me, whether my program is executed successfully or not. So I'm returning that value. So if it is 0, so I will send back a exit status that's 0, okay, with the return statement. If it is non-zero, it means it is a failure, right? So I'm returning a value which is 1. Now, if I save this and if I give chmod 777 and check user.sh, and now I'm executing this file. So it returns, okay, 1 second. I did not call it. So I will say check. That's why it is not executed. Check underscore root underscore user. I'm calling this function. And I just want to print what is the exit status. So I'll say echo function exit status is dollar question. Right? So that is the exit status. Control X. See, you are running as a root user. Exit status is 0. Now what I will do, I will just come out from the root user and I will go to that script directory. Under that functions. Now let me execute this script, which is check user. So you must run this script as a root user and see if function returns a value 1 that becomes the exit status. So it means my program is basically returning a status, and it tells that it's a exit status on. Right? So that way we can basically define our function, right? Function return value also. Okay, any question related to this? Okay. Now let us talk about the let us talk about global variables in functions. See, global variables are those variables which are, which you can access throughout the function or outside the function also. Okay. For example, I'll take one, um, global variable dot sh. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a server name. I'll say this is my production server. And I want to just print this server name. It's a print underscore server. And I will say echo So I'll say inside the function, the server name is dollar server underscore. Now I will call this function print underscore server. Now I want to see what is the value of server name. So server underscore name. I'll say outside function, the server name is. So in this case, it will return production inside the server, inside the uh, this function or outside the function. So I'll say so dot slash global. See inside the function and outside the function. The server name is production server because that variable is a global variable. Okay, so that variable is a global variable. Now let me do one thing. Let me change this variable as server underscore name equals to test server. So I'm giving the server name inside the function as a test server. Now let us see what will happen. Okay, so we are changing the global variable value server name to test server. So I'll say control X, yes. So now you can see my global variable value get changed, right? When I change the value from production to test server, because I was calling that function here. So this value gets changed. If you put this value, if I say here, server underscore name equals to say test server. So now the value will be production server and then test server outside the function. Right? Production server and then test server. So this is a global variable is getting changed. But sometimes what do you want within a
Can you just
function?
go back to that script again, Gavan? Uh, Outside the function, what was the name? It's supposed to be
Production server, right?
Okay.
Right. It should be production server, but because this is a global variable and this global variable is getting changed here when we are calling this function, right? So it
Okay.
has changed the global variable value. But if you want to keep that value, we need to create a local variable inside the function. So how to define the local variable? So what you can do here, you can say local server name, and now or what I'll do here. So I don't want this global variable values to be changed. So what I will do, local and server underscore name equals to say test server. So now within the function, it will be test server and outside the function, it is production. So it will be defining one more variable, which is local to this particular server or server print server function. And the scope of variable is only within this function. Outside the function, it does not have any uh, any scope. So here you can see even though I'm declaring the same local variable, but it will not It will not give you, it will not replace that value production server to test server. Let us see. Now, see, within the function or inside the function, it is a local variable, right, which is test server, and outside the function, it is production server. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I'll come back. All right. Okay. So I hope you understand the concept of global and local variable within the function, right? So,
Yes.
so now we have understood these variable. Now let us take some examples, right? So I want to, for example, I want to check that something like services, multiple services are running or not, right? And I want to pass as the argument, right? Or we'll see, we'll go over example. Let me just double check that one. So these are the functions definitions, right? How to call it, right? These are the function parameters, which I have discussed. Exit status. And then we are having local and global variables. So this is the global variable example. This is local variable example. Now, if you see this example, uh, local variable, I'm defining one source directory. This is the backup log function. And I'm defining a source directory, which is var log, and destination directory, which is basically creating a backup file, okay? Backup logs underscore date and time. Now, creating a backup repository, make directory, it is making this directory, copying the file. So this is a message, and copy recursively source directory all the files into the destination, and successfully completed. Backlog. So I think this example you understand. It's not a tough one. Is it clear, this example?
Yes.
Right. Fatima, is it clear to you?
No, 1 minute. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah. So here you can see I'm creating a variable, source directory, destination directory, right, which is nothing but source directory, which is var log, and destination directory is backup log file, okay, with some date and time at the end. So I'm creating this destination directory, and I'm copying file from this log directory, all the files, asterisk files, to my destination directory, and I'm calling this function.
Yeah, 1 minute. For this, any other example can be given, like
Yeah.
apart from copying,
Copy minus R means recursively.
no, apart from copying, for any other examples can be given.
Okay, not here. We'll see. I think I have one more. Yeah, sysadmin examples. So here you can see, check the service health. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm declaring a global variable log underscore file, which is where log service check log dot check dot log file. So here I'm declaring two local variable. First is the first argument, and second is local variable called status. Okay. Now here I'm saying the service is active or not. Service is first argument. Okay. If it is active, then it will simply write with the date and time the service is running into this log file. Else, with the date and time, service is not running and it will put it into that log file. Now what I'm doing, I'm just calling this function check service function, and I'm using a for loop for service in SSHD, firewall D, cron D, these services are running. So it will check service and it will check whether these are running or not. If it is running, it will be storing it into this log file. It is appending basically. So what about this example? Do you understand this one?
Yes. Yes.
Praveen? Yeah. Praveen, you understood this example?
Yes, yes, I'm able to follow. Yes.
So we'll see some more example backup. Now check this one. Just try by yourself, please, to understand this one, this particular script.
Yeah.
Right? Fatima, you understood this?
So here we are, why down we have create backup in etc, and also we are
So
create.
see, the source directory is the first argument. So in this case, I want to take a backup of etc directory. I want to call this function again to take a backup of another directory.
Right, but there you have given only one argument. Where is the second one you have given us? The
Second one is not required. See here what I'm doing. I'm saying source directory is $1. $1 means in this case etc, right? So
mm,
it will take this source directory and timestamp, which is date, hours, minutes, and seconds. It will just create one timestamp. And destination directory is $backup root, which is nothing but backup config directory. Under that, this directory, which is the uh, base name of the source directory, which is /etc, right? It will take the etc directory underscore timestamp. So
mm,
base name, it will take the etc on. Right? Now, underscore timestamp, which is this one. Now it will create this destination directory and copy the files from the source directory, means under etc, all the files into the destination directory.
okay.
Now I'm calling this function again for the this this is second time I'm calling. Now $1 is nothing but /var/ this dub. Now it will take the base name as this dub underscore timestamp. Right? So it will create that directory under my backup configs directory. and it will copy all the files from my etc from my source directory, which is where this www directory, to my destination directory. So $1 is this one. In second case, $1 is this one.
Raman, just one question. The base name, how does it replace that name, base name? Where we have not.
Base name is a command.
Okay, base command. Okay.
So it will return like etc www.
Okay.
Just try to understand this example now.
What does gsub do? Gsub?
Okay, so forget about this command. If you sorry, which one?
Gsub. Awk.
Oh, okay. So this is basically removing that percentage with the space.
Okay.
So there is a percentage symbol, so it will replace that percentage with a space. So see here what we are doing, threshold is 80. Now in this is a global variable. In the local variable, I'm taking mount point 1, which is root. Second case, root home. So what it will do, it will run this command, it will return the percentage, it will remove the percentage, and it will just simply say that 30, 40, that kind of value it will return.
Got it.
So then it will check whether the usage is greater than 80. If it is so, it will return this message, else this. So I'm checking it for root as well as root/home. So I would suggest rest of the examples you can try by yourself, right? So these are the, system administrator level examples. So yesterday's and today's lecture, if you try it, it will be, it will make you very comfortable to write the shell scripts. We will further discuss other things, but, now we reach to the intermediate level where you will see uh, the basic concepts are done. So if I just go to my shell scripting, so I have mentioned here. So we have done this shell for shell, basic variables, conditional exit statement. Now we reach to the intermediate level. So today we have discussed about the functions. Now in our upcoming lectures, we will see some more advanced topics related to the shell scripting argument, arrays, file operations, logging, debugging, etc. Okay, so I would suggest that in a day at least write 1 or 2 scripts. So this will basically helps you to uh, give you a confidence that you can write these kind of shell scripts independently. All right, so then that's it for today. And we will meet next week.
Sure, Raman. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.